Every day, millions of people handle loose change without realizing they might be holding a fortune in their hands. The 1954 Jefferson nickel, a coin that most would toss into a jar without a second glance, could be worth anywhere from 5 cents to $500,000. Today, we're going to reveal exactly what makes certain 1954 nickels so valuable that collectors are willing to pay life-changing amounts to own them. In 1954, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints produced over 117 million nickels combined. While most of these coins are worth their face value today, a select few harbor incredible secrets that make them some of the most sought-after pieces in numismatic history. Let's start with the basics. A standard 1954 Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. It weighs exactly 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. But here's where things get interesting. The tiniest deviation from these specifications could mean you're holding a valuable error coin. Take the story of Mike Richardson, a convenience store owner from Ohio. In 2018, while counting his daily register, he noticed something odd about a 1954 nickel. The mint mark appeared to be doubled. That single coin, which had probably passed through thousands of hands, sold at auction for $28,000. This is just one example of how these seemingly ordinary coins can hide extraordinary value. The first error we need to discuss is the famous doubled die. In 1954, several nickels were struck with dies that showed distinct doubling in the lettering and Jefferson's profile. Under magnification, you'll see clear separation in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. These doubled die errors are particularly valuable, with well-preserved specimens selling for $15,000 to $45,000. But that's just the beginning. The 1954 S triple punch mint mark is perhaps the most celebrated error from this year. Through a microscope, you can see the S mint mark punched 3 times, slightly offset from each other. Only 12 examples are known to exist, making this variety extremely rare. The last one sold at auction fetched an astounding $167,000. Speaking of mint marks, let's talk about the elusive 1954 missing mint mark error. While Philadelphia nickels didn't carry a mint mark that year, finding a Denver or San Francisco issue without one means you've discovered a significant error. These coins occur when the mint mark was either never punched or was so weakly struck that it's invisible to the naked eye. Confirmed examples have sold for upwards of $80,000. One of the most spectacular finds in recent years was made by a retired schoolteacher in California. Martha Stevens was sorting through her father's old coin collection when she discovered a 1954 D nickel with a severe off-center strike. The coin was struck about 50% off-center, leaving a large portion of the planchet blank. This dramatic error sold for $94,000 at a heritage auction in 2021. Now let's delve into the world of die breaks and cuts. As dies wore down during the minting process, they sometimes developed cracks or broke entirely. These imperfections created raised lines or large bumps on the coins. The most valuable 1954 nickel die break ever discovered showed a massive cut connecting Jefferson's head to the rim. This single coin sold for $35,000 due to its dramatic appearance and the fact that it was discovered in uncirculated condition. But perhaps the most intriguing error of all is the wrong planchet strike. In rare cases, a nickel planchet might be replaced with one intended for another denomination. The most valuable example is a 1954 Jefferson nickel struck on a silver dime planchet. Only 3 are known to exist, and the finest example sold for $285,000 in 2019. Here's how you can examine your 1954 nickels for valuable errors. First, you'll need a magnifying glass with at least 5x magnification. Look closely at the date, mint mark, and lettering for any signs of doubling. Check the edges for unusual shapes or off-center strikes. Pay attention to the coin's weight. If it feels noticeably lighter or heavier than other nickels, you might have something special. The condition of your coin matters tremendously. A 1954 nickel with mint state preservation can be worth significantly more than one showing wear. Look for coins with sharp details in Jefferson's hair and the steps of Monticello. The steps are particularly important. If all 6 steps are clearly visible, you might have a full steps designation, which can multiply the coin's value several times over. One of the most remarkable stories in the hobby involves a construction worker who discovered a 1954 nickel with both double die and triple punched mint mark errors. This coin, found in a roll from his local bank, became known as the King of 1954 errors and sold for $425,000 in 2020. It remains the most valuable 1954 Jefferson nickel ever sold. Let's talk about some of the more subtle errors that can still command impressive prices. Strike-through errors occur when foreign material gets between the die and planchet during striking. A 1954 nickel with a dramatic strike-through error, where fabric left a clear impression on the coin's surface, sold for $12,000 in 2017. Die rotation errors are another variety to watch for. Normally, the obverse and reverse of a coin should be aligned at 180 degrees. Any significant deviation from this alignment is considered an error. A 1954 D nickel with a 90-degree rotation recently sold for $8,500. The most recently discovered major error type is the triangle die break on 1954 Philadelphia nickels. This distinctive triangular die break appears near Jefferson's ear and was only identified in 2016. Since then, fewer than 20 examples have been confirmed, with prices ranging from $5,000 to $25,000, depending on condition. Here's something fascinating. Some 1954 nickels show evidence of being struck through late-state dies. These dies, worn from extensive use, created coins with a distinctive mushy appearance. While not as valuable as major errors, these coins can still sell for $500 to $2,000 if the effect is pronounced enough. Remember that authentication is crucial. The market for rare coins attracts sophisticated counterfeiters, so having your discoveries verified by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC is essential. These companies will encapsulate your coin in a tamper-evident holder and guarantee its authenticity. Consider the case of Tom Wilson, who inherited a jar of old coins from his grandmother. Among them was a 1954 nickel that appeared unremarkable until he noticed something odd about the rim. It had a partial collar error, creating a distinctive lip on one edge. That coin, after professional certification, sold for $17,500. As we wrap up, let's review the most valuable errors to look for in your 1954 nickels. Doubled dies, especially in the lettering in Jefferson's profile. Triple punched mint marks on San Francisco issues. Missing mint marks on Denver or San Francisco coins. Major off-center strikes. Wrong planchet errors. Large die breaks and cuts. Rotation errors. Triangle die breaks near Jefferson's ear. Take time to examine every 1954 nickel that passes through your hands. While the odds of finding a major error are slim, the potential reward makes the search worthwhile. Remember, these valuable coins are still in circulation. Every year, collectors report new discoveries from pocket change, bank rolls, and old collections. If you've enjoyed learning about these remarkable errors, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Hit that like button if you're going to check your change for 1954 nickels, and leave a comment telling us about any interesting coins you've found. Next week, we'll reveal why certain 1955 pennies are worth over $100,000. You won't want to miss it. Until then, happy hunting, and remember, that ordinary nickel in your pocket might just be an extraordinary treasure waiting to be discovered.